For goodness sake, Henry. I booked the appointment weeks ago.
Must have forgotten to put it in my diary.
You didn't forget to put your meeting in your diary.
My diary was probably on my desk when we arranged it.
You're just going to have to postpone it then.
It's a very important client.
More important than your wife?
I really don't think it's going to help.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. They can do all sorts of things these days.
It's very common in men of my age.
Yeah, and that's why there's no reason to be embarrassed about seeing the doctor.
I'm not embarrassed. By the time you reach your 50s, things just start to go wrong.
I've never heard such rubbish.
It isn't rubbish. It affects lots of men my age.
Yes, and that's why they get professional help.
I don't see what a doctor's going to be able to do.
Well, if you'd watched the documentary I videoed for you, you'd know.
I'm not having a bit of plastic inserted into me.
It's not just bits of plastic. They can do other things. I mean, there's medication, a small pump, injections.
Certainly not having a pump or injections.
Oh, for goodness sake, Henry, don't be such a baby. You know, we're going to the doctors and that's that. I'm going to have to cancel your meeting. Or shall I phone your secretary and cancel it myself?
No.
Hello, is that the Mill Health Centre? I'd like to make an appointment to see Dr. West, please.
Hope you remember to put on some clean underwear this morning.
Shush.
Don't shush me. The doctor's going to be inspecting you down there. I don't want him to think I don't look after you properly.
Do you want to tell the whole world about our problem?
Your problem? I mean, you're the one who can't...
Yeah, all right. My
Hello. Hello. Mr. and Mrs. Watson. We're here to see Dr. West about my husband's impotence.
Margaret.
Right, I see. Well, take a seat, and Dr. West will see you shortly.
Thank you. Come on, Henry.
So, Henry, how long have you been having these problems?
Henry's been impotent for over a year.
Oh, it's not been that long.
Yeah, Christmas last year was the first time you started having difficulties. Remember, we were staying in that hotel in Cirencester. Yep.
And since then?
Well, we've tried dozens of times, haven't we, dear? But it's always the same. No oomph, if you know what I mean. Henry always tells me it's because he's, well, stressed at work, or he's not in the mood. I know it's because he's embarrassed. Aren't you, darling? But I've told him there's nothing to be embarrassed about.
Not at all.
There you are.
It's just inconvenient.
Of course.
Something affects men my age.
Well, it doesn't mean we can't try and do something about it.
Well, that's what I keep telling him, Doctor. I mean, he may be happy to say goodbye to our sex life, but I'm certainly not.
I'm sure.
I mean, I might not be as young as I was, but I still have my needs.
Right.
I suppose it's sort of hard for you to understand, being in a wheelchair.
But that's...
Anyway, I've told him if he's not going to attend to my needs in that department, I'm going to have to look elsewhere.
Margaret, that's enough.
I'm joking, of course, but it's not been easy.
No. Well, we can check your blood pressure, arrange for some blood tests, and I'll have to do a physical examination. But I would suggest you try counselling as a couple.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that score, Doctor.
Oh, you'd be surprised what counselling can throw up.
Well, anything that's going to bring our sex life back, Doctor.
Blood tests I can understand, but counselling... We're not dysfunctional, are we, darling?
Something isn't functioning, is it?
I would certainly recommend it. I can do the examination now, and I can call Nurse Hallam and arrange for a blood sample.
Oh, that's marvellous.
Are you staying to watch?
Oh, of course. Silly me. I'll leave you boys to it. It's my turn to work at the shop. I do ever such a lot of work for charity, don't I, dear? So let me know if there's any trouble. Thank you. I'm sure Dr. West will have Henry up and running before you can say Viagra.
Everything's all right with you physically.
Right.
Just give Nurse Hannah a call about that blood test.
It's not really necessary, Doctor. I don't put you to any trouble.
It's no trouble, it's what we're here for. Vivian, is Archie free to take a blood sample for me? OK. I'll send Mr. Watson through. You can wait, yeah? OK, wait. Right, he is with a patient at the moment. He shouldn't be long.
I can't wait, I'm afraid. I'm late for a meeting as it is.
Well, if you're going to find out what the problem is, it's important to run these tests.
I'll have to come back later. But thanks for your help, Doctor.
OK, well, I'll see you out. Vivian, could you book Mr. Watson in for a blood test with Archie this afternoon?
Certainly.
No, I'm not sure.
It's 4:30, all right?
Fine.
Henry? I thought it was your car. I'm so glad you're here.
What are you doing here?
Paula?
Oh, it's me. You will wait here, won't you? I shouldn't be long.
Oh, I've got to get to the office.
Please. It's really important.
But I'm very busy today.
I'll be out in a flash. I promise.
The Mill Health Centre. Good morning.
It's positive. You're pregnant.
Definitely.
Well, if it isn't good news, then you want to talk?
It's wonderful news. For me anyway, I just don't know what the father's going to say. But I'm sure he's going to be pleased. Thank you so much, Doctor.
My pleasure. Any problems, you give me a call.
Well, what a surprise. Bumping into you here like that.
I've got something to tell you.
Well, I'm late. Why don't you tell me outside?
Don't you want to know what my news is?
Sure, you're going to tell me.
I'm pregnant.
Can't be.
I am.
How?
Well, I think it was when we had the problem with the condom.
Are you sure?
Yes, the doctor just confirmed it.
I mean, are you sure it's mine?
I can't believe you'd even ask.
No, I'm sorry. It's just... I hadn't,
I know it's all a bit sudden, but I was thinking, if we're going to have a baby, we'd better tell Margaret sooner rather than later.
Yes, right.
It gives us 7 months to, sort ourselves out.
Sort ourselves out?
You don't seem very excited.
No, that's wonderful news. Just... It's very tricky with Margaret and the boys and everything.
Well, that's why it's best to tell her as soon as possible, to give her some time to get used to the idea.
Yes. It's a lot to think about.
You should be happy. You're going to be a dad again, and at your age.
I can't believe you parked right next to me. I'm sorry, Frank. What was that you were saying? Oh, yeah, right. Look, I really can't make a decision at the moment. Can I, give me a couple of days and I'll have a think about it and I'll get back to you.
Are you having a difficult morning, Dr. West?
Difficult isn't the word.
You seem to be doing all right.
Well, this... Patience.
Life would be a lot less difficult for all of us if we didn't have any patients to deal with.
I've seen 2 women this morning. One complaining that her husband's impotent. The other turns out she's pregnant. Here's the thing. Same man is involved with both women.
If it's who I think it is, he doesn't seem to know whether he's coming or going.
What he does in his private life is his business. Don't like my time being wasted.
No, of course not.
And I really don't like being lied to, whatever the reason.
Perhaps you should speak to him.
Hello, Gibson and Barker.
Hi, I'm trying to get hold of Henry Watson.
Is that Dr. West?
Yeah.
It's me, Paula Stoddard. I thought I recognised your voice. I came to see you this morning.
Oh, sorry, Paul, I must have mixed up my notes.
Actually, I'm Henry's secretary.
Right.
Henry's in a meeting. Can I take a message?
No, just tell him that I called.
It's nothing serious, is it?
Sorry, Paula. I can't talk about other patients.
Of course not. Don't worry, I'll tell him you rang.
Bye, Paula.
Dr. West just called.
Really?
Is everything okay?
Yes, I've got to go back for a blood test this afternoon, that's all.
But you were just there this morning.
Apparently they couldn't fit me in, so I've got to waste even more time.
I was wondering if we could do something at lunchtime. You know, go and celebrate our news.
I'm very busy, especially now I've got to go back to the doctor's.
Well, what about this evening? Couldn't you say you have to work late?
Maybe. Let's see how long I am at the doctor's.
We need to talk about what we're going to do.
There's no hurry, is there?
Yes, there is. I thought you'd be a bit more supportive. You didn't even think to get me a sandwich.
Oh, I'm sorry, have this one.
Oh, forget it. I'm going out. I need to get some fresh air. Oh, hello, darling. It's only me. Look, I've decided that we could do something special this evening. I know that it's a little bit soon, but I wanted to celebrate. Yeah? So make sure you get home nice and early, okay? Yeah. All right, then. See you later, dear. Yeah, but... Oh, I think... Oh, hello. It's, Paula, isn't it? Oh, hello. Have your lunch break? Well, I'm surprised he can spare you. You know, he's been working so hard recently. Bless him. Now, I keep telling him they should spend less time in the office, but he insists he can't avoid it, you know. Yeah. Oh, but perhaps you could have a word with him. Not that it'd make any difference, would it? Oh, he's so hopeless. I mean, how he's got to where he is just a mystery to me. Oh, no, he's very good. I mean, you're still single, aren't you? You see, so it doesn't matter if he keeps you working late, does it? Mind you, he lets you out for lunch. You should count your blessings. Oh, look, baby clothes. Oh, how nice. Who for, friends or family? Oh, no one. A friend. Oh, it must be nice for you having friends with babies. Oh, not everybody's lucky enough to have children, I know, but... Oh, they're such fun. Especially when they're young. And at your age, I suppose you've, probably missed the boat. Such a shame. Still, these things happen, don't they? Well, look, I've got to get going, so I've got such a lot to do. I'm planning a special evening for Henry, so I don't want you hanging on to him too late, yeah? Anyway, it's lovely to see you. Bye. You'll never guess who I just bumped into. Your wife. She thought I was buying baby clothes for a friend.
You didn't tell her, did you?
No, I didn't tell her. But I will.
Absolutely not.
Do you know how it makes me feel? Lying like that.
I can't just blurt it out to her. I'll tell her in my own time.
That's what you always say. Do you want to see what I bought? Isn't it cute?
Not here. Somebody will see.
Don't worry, they'll think it's for a friend.
Paula, you sure this is a good idea?
Well, the baby's going to need clothes.
No, I mean having a baby.
What do you mean?
Now isn't the best time.
What are you suggesting?
You know, with Margaret and everything. Don't you think we should wait until things are a bit more settled?
Henry, when are things going to be more settled? You've been promising to tell Margaret about our relationship for months, longer, over a year. Well, what am I supposed to do? Sit and wait for you to find the guts to talk to her? It's too late, Henry. I'm already pregnant.
Couldn't you...
Henry, how could you? You know how much having a baby means.
No, that's not what I meant. Look, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll talk to her. I promise. to go out again. My blood test.
To find out if you're impotent? I think we already know the answer to that.
Well, I've already missed one appointment. I don't want to mess them around anymore. And Margaret will find out if I don't go.
Isn't that the point?
Yes, I suppose it is, yes.
So, what time do you think you'll be back?
I don't know. Margaret wants me home early tonight.
She told me. I thought we were going to celebrate.
To save it for another time.
So nothing's really changed, has it?
Come in.
Hello, Doctor. Reception said you wanted to see me.
Sit down, Henry. I wanted to check whether you wanted to go ahead with the blood test.
You're the doctor, you tell me. You say I need one, I'll have one.
He says if we're looking for what's causing impotence, I need to know how big the problem is.
Well, my wife, really.
I had a patient in this morning. Turns out she's pregnant.
Don't follow.
Thought you might know.
I don't think so, huh?
Well, you seem very friendly. What a patient does in their private life is their business. But I don't like wasting NHS resources. And I really don't like being lied to, whatever the reason. And from where I'm sitting, impotence seems to be the least of your problems.
Oh, hello, Paula. It's Margaret again. Is Henry free? No, he's just not answering his mobile as usual. Oh. Well, we were there this morning. Well, I hope it's nothing serious. All right, well, perhaps I better get down there.
You won't tell Margaret, will you?
Of course not. This is in confidence.
I don't know how she'd take it. She's very dominating. I know having an affair with your secretary isn't the cleverest thing in the world, but it just sort of happened. After all those years married to the same woman, it was such a breath of fresh air. Margaret's not the easiest woman to live with.
Well, you must have known what you were getting into when you married her.
Oh, it hasn't always been this difficult. It's really since the boys left home to go to university. I think she started taking her frustrations out on me.
And you thought sleeping with your secretary would help?
I didn't think. You know what it is when you're working very closely with someone. And it was fantastic. You know, having a shared secret, snatching kisses when you shouldn't, nearly getting caught. It was exciting. At first.
First?
I'm very fond of Paula. I don't think I love her. But I don't want to hurt her. I don't want to hurt either of them. And now Paula's pregnant, and I really don't know what to do.
Come on, Henry. Answer your phone for once. It's important.
The thought of having another baby at my age terrifies me.
You can't ignore things and think the problem's going to go away. It won't.
No, but whatever I do, someone's going to get hurt. It's going to be really unpleasant.
Well, it's a bit late to be worrying about that now.
I've been married to Margaret for 30 years. It isn't great. How'd you just end all that and start again with somebody else?
You decide what you're going to do, and you work at it.
It's not that simple.
Of course it isn't. That's not the point. It's tough, and it won't stop. You still got to do it.
And then there's Paula's baby. I mean, it was hard enough when I was young, but now it's a mess, Doctor. It is a real mess.
Look, you've got yourself into it, and you're going to have to get yourself out. And you've got to start by taking responsibility for your life. Not just Paula, Margaret as well.
Oh, there you are. I've been worried sick.
Margaret?
Mrs. Watson, you can't just barge in here.
Well, why not? He's my husband. I've a right to know what's wrong.
Nothing's wrong. We were just discussing my blood test.
Look, now you're here, you might as well stay. It does concern you both.
What's going on, Henry?
Thing is, I'm not impotent.
Oh, Henry, that's wonderful.
Not really.
Why? What is it? Oh, Henry, please stop playing games. Tell me what's going on. Dr. West.
Henry, come on.
I've just been pretending to be impotent.
Pretending?
I couldn't carry on having sex with you. It didn't feel right.
What do you mean?
I've met someone else.
What are you talking about? Who?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, I think it does matter.
No, Margaret, please, don't let's have a stay in here.
Who are you having an affair with?
Well, if you must know, it's Paula.
Your secretary. That pathetic little creature. You stupid man! How could you? How could you?
Mrs.
man?
Watson, please.
How could you?
Margaret, don't!
Sleeping with that pathetic little wallflower.
She's not a wallflower.
Well, you're never seeing her again. Do you understand? You couldn't even be bothered to go further than your secretary.
Margaret.
I'm looking for Henry Watson. He had an appointment.
He shouldn't be long.
There's nothing wrong, is there?
You'll have to ask him yourself.
Utterly disgusted with you. You've got a lot of explaining to do. Oh, well, look what the cat's dragged in. You've got a cheek showing up here, haven't you? You little hussy. You should be ashamed of yourself. Seducing a married man. Like some shameless harlot. As for you... I mean, what did you see in her? I mean, look at her. You could have just chosen someone a little bit more attractive. I mean, really? Your secretary? It's disgraceful.
All right, Margaret, you've made your point.
Oh, no. I've just started making my point.
I didn't seduce your husband. We love each other.
How dare you?
Mrs. Watson, you're causing a disturbance. I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Oh, no, I've just started. Do you know what she's just done? She's trying to steal my husband, yes. Come on, Henry. You're coming home.
Remember what we said about taking responsibility for your life?
Margaret! You can't talk to Paula like that.
Who are you to tell me what I can or can't do after what you've been doing?
Henry?
Don't you dare talk to my husband! After the damage you've done.
Margaret, stop being so aggressive. Paula is expecting a baby. My baby.
Well, she can't be.
It's true.
Perhaps we should take this back to my office.
Well, no, she'll have to get rid of it then. Oh, I'm not having you pay for her mistake.
It is not a mistake. And if she wants to keep it, that's her choice.
No, you are not having anything to do with her or her illegitimate little brat.
Mrs. Watson.
You have been telling me what I can and cannot do for far too long.
I have not.
I'm not going to be bullied, especially not over this.
How dare you?
She is having my child, and together we're going to sit down and work out what's best for that child. I'm not prepared to abandon Paula and my baby just because you tell me to.
All right, then. You keep her. Good luck to you. But I know you, Henry. You're a coward. And before long, you'll be crawling back to me, begging me to take you in.
You okay? I meant what I said, you know, about looking after our baby. I may not have chosen to have another child at my age, but, well, what's done is done.
what you said earlier about wanting to get rid of it.
I'm so sorry. It's a shock, I think. Not knowing how to break the news to Margaret.
Well, she knows now.
She certainly does. Thank you, Dr. West. You've been a great help.
I just told you what you needed to hear.
Yeah, that's what you said about taking responsibility.
Someone had to say it.
Well, Paula needs my support now. And I want to do what's best for both of them. Mother and child.
Oh, Henry. That's wonderful.
It's not going to be easy, I know, but... well, I want our baby to have the best possible start in life.
Thank you, Dr. West.
Don't mention it.
Come on. Let's go and have that celebratory drink we were talking about.
I don't know what you said to her, but it certainly worked.
For the moment. I wouldn't bet on it lasting forever.
Well, nothing lasts forever. You should know that.
Yeah. I suppose so.
Looks like we might have short ones only.
Good morning. This is Stella Carson, and you're listening to Headlines.
That sinkable Mr. Woodson. You're my physician.
Do you miss him?
Coming up, sun, sea and murder on Manly Beach. Everyone's a suspect as the investigation begins in BBC1 Scotland's brand new drama from Down Under, Out of the Blue, next. And later, the emergency services put their lives on the line to save ours. Real Rescues is at 2:35.